The Doctor stumbles into the TARDIS, the door shutting behind her. She fumbles with the controls, pulling levers and flicking switches with the last of her strength before collapsing to the floor. She stands slowly, orange light emanating from her hands. The light grows ever brighter, engulfing her face before suddenly exploding into a violent burst of energy.
Dry eyes! Eye drops! Someone now! Quickly, come on!
The Doctor blinks rapidly for a moment before looking around frantically.
Right! Forget the eye drops. Mirror. I need a mirror.
The TARDIS begins to quake suddenly as lights begin to flash.
Oh dear! That's no good. A mirror first.
The Doctor pulls open a panel on the TARDIS console and begins rummaging through a pile of random objects packed inside, tossing them around the console room.
Oh, come on. Where's the... Oh! Here we go.
The Doctor pulls out a small mirror just as the TARDIS lurches once more, sending the mirror to the floor and shattering it.
Oh, there you go. Now how am I going to see what I look like? Whatever's the matter, it better be good, old girl.
The Doctor peers at the dark console screen, tapping it a few times until it flickers to life, showing an aerial view of London, the image growing larger and larger.
Oh, come on now. What's London got you so worked up about?
The Doctor begins flicking levers and pressing buttons as the TARDIS falls closer and closer to the Earth.
No big deal. Love a good crash landing to give the new body a spin.
The display shows an image of Big Ben, the TARDIS plummeting towards it.
Do you mind, Benny boy?
The Doctor grabs a large lever, using all of his strength to pull it, as the TARDIS just misses the clock tower, plummeting towards the streets. The Doctor gets to his feet, brushing himself off, the console room filled with smoke.
Right then. No need to get your panties in a bunch. We're safe and sound on the ground.
The Doctor walks over to the TARDIS door, pulling on it, though it seemingly would not budge.
Oh, come on now, it's London. What's so bad about London?
Reluctantly, the TARDIS door opens, revealing a foggy London sidewalk. The Doctor steps out, looking around to see a busy London street, people of all sorts walking by, paying no mind to the TARDIS or the Doctor.
Well, that's a bit odd.
The Doctor scans the area attentively.
A little bit more than a bit.
He quickly grabs the hand of a man walking by.
Excuse me, do you see me? Am I invisible? You look, big blue box just fell out of the sky. Ringing any bells?
The man pushes the Doctor away, giving him a puzzled look before walking away.
Wait, I forgot to ask you what year it is. Oh, this is wrong. This is all wrong. You're all fake. This is all fake.
Suddenly, a girl with auburn hair in her mid-20s or so rushes down the sidewalk towards the Doctor.
Excuse me, sir?
Yes, someone normal. You look normal.
I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, did you just see that telephone box just now?
Why, yes, that is my beautiful blue box. And I crashed it here.
Oh, thank God. Please tell me you see the aliens too.
Well, excuse me. Did you just say aliens?
Well, I'm not sure if they're aliens, but that's my theory.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
There are these things flying around.
Things?
Yes, like drones, but not normal drones. They're different. I swear they're there. Nobody else sees them. It's like that box. It just fell out of the sky. You said you saw it, right?
Well, I said it was mine.
The girl stops, a puzzled expression coming across her face.
You were in there? How did it even get up there? How are you even okay?
First, yes. Second, it's a spaceship. Third, well, complicated. My turn. First of all, what year is it? Second, where's the nearest place to buy clothes? And third, do you happen to have a mirror?
The girl's face turns to disappointment.
Please, I'm not joking.
Oh, neither am I. I can repeat the questions, if you'd like.
No, this is not funny. Stop playing games.
I am not! Oh, come on. Is anything I'm saying any more crazy than your story?
A telephone box is a spaceship?
And a time machine. I can give you the tour if you'd like.
The girl turns away, frustrated and disappointed, the doctor rushing after her.
Hold on. I'm serious.
You can stop now. I figured out you're making fun of me.
I seriously am not.
The doctor runs in front of her path, stopping her in her tracks.
Wait. Just give me a chance. Have you told anyone else this?
Well, yes, of course, and everyone thinks I'm making it up.
And look what you're doing now. The one person who believes you has a story more crazy than yours. And now you won't believe him. You're doing to me exactly what everyone else did to you. What's your name?
The girl looks at the doctor with skepticism, looking him up and down.
It's Nora. What are you wearing?
Not really my style, I know. Like I said, I need some new clothes. And a mirror. I'd really like that mirror.
Fine. Okay. But if you're messing with me...
I really am not. Something here is very wrong, and you're the only person who seems to see it. I'm the doctor, by the way.
Doctor? Have we met before?
I don't think so. Who knows? I've been around the block a few times. Oh, and what year is it? Again, not messing.
2020. So you're a time traveler?
Yep, and an alien. Really, really not messing here.
Alright.
Now, about that mirror.
Oh, here, I have a phone if that'd work.
Nora hands the doctor her smartphone. He takes it, looking at his reflection on the screen, his face becoming horrified.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
Step back, now!
Nora steps away nervously as the doctor stares at himself in the reflection.
I think an alien parasite has attached itself to my head.
Really?
Don't you see it? Some kind of big, wild, furry thing.
Your hair?
The doctor pokes his hair with a puzzled look before grabbing it.
Blimey! What's happened to my hair? It's gone mad!
You're still not kidding.
Why ever would I kid about this? This is dreadful!
Suddenly, Nora stops smiling, looking to the sky.
Doctor!
Do you have scissors or something? This has got to be dealt with right away.
Hold on, this is not a joke. It's one of those things.
The doctor stops, looking up.
Where? Could you point to something?
Nora points to the sky. The doctor follows her finger, squinting.
I hate to tell you this, but I don't quite see it. You're sure it's right there?
Not really. I can't point right at it. It's like I only partially see it.
Is it moving too quickly?
No, it's like I don't really see it, but I can tell it's there. Okay, sorry, that sounds crazy. I swear it's there, though.
The doctor gasps, grinning.
Perhaps as if it's right in the corner of your eye?
Yeah, like that, sort of.
The doctor makes out a large squarish drone hovering above.
You're right. That's definitely not anything human. Well, at least not from this decade.
I was starting to think I was losing it.
It's a perception filter. Great for making strange things go unnoticed. Whoever sent this drone out doesn't want anyone seeing it.
And your phone box? It has that too.
Well, now that you mention it, it doesn't.
So how come nobody noticed it for?
Superb question, Miss Nora...
It's Collins.
Nora Collins. What do you say we crack this case together, eh?
Still not messing with me?
Still not.
Okay, sure, I guess.
Splendid.
The doctor looks back up to the sky. the drone now gone. He takes out his sonic screwdriver, waving it around in the air.
What's that?
Sonic screwdriver, and before you ask, I'm scanning the area for anything alien. If anything's nearby, I'll pick it up.
The doctor finishes his scan, reading the results on his screwdriver.
Well?
Nothing. No traces of aliens, well, at least not in the vicinity. It's possible they've moved too far away.
The doctor points his screwdriver in the air again.
What now?
More thorough scan. It'll take a bit longer to process, but it should give me an idea of what we're dealing with. Now then, what's next on the list? Ah! Clothes! I need new clothes.
Are you sure that's the most important thing right now?
Oh, come on. The drones will be waiting when we're back. Besides, I need to look fashionable if I'm going to meet some alien life forms.
Okay, come on. There's a place pretty close.
Brilliant.
Nora and the doctor walk down the sidewalk until they reach a small clothing store. The doctor giddily runs in, looking around with wide eyes. Nora chases after him.
Wait!
By Jove, what a selection! Too many clothes and not enough doctor. Quite a dilemma.
You know you can have multiple pairs of clothes.
Speak for yourself. This opportunity only comes once so often.
Buying clothes?
Yes!
The doctor begins grabbing clothes off hangers left and right, his hands quickly becoming full of all sorts of coats, suits, hats, and other garments.
So is this like an alien thing?
Well, no, more of a me thing, really.
The doctor, seemingly satisfied with his pile of clothes, bursts into a nearby changing room, shutting the door. Nora waits patiently outside for a few minutes as the doctor can be heard changing inside.
You okay in there?
Almost done. Hold tight.
The door to the changing room opens as the doctor steps out in his clothes. Black dress pants, a black coat, a scarf wrapped around his head, and a top hat adorning his head.
Quite dapper, isn't it?
Sure.
What, you don't like it?
No, it's interesting.
Interesting. That's what I love to hear. Love an interesting. Don't love a normal. Bit overrated if you ask me, but an interesting. Just wonderful.
Suddenly, a blinking light begins to emit from the doctor's coat pocket.
What's that?
My results.
The doctor whips out his sonic screwdriver, the blinking light stopping as he reads the results of a scan.
Well, that's unusual.
What does it say?
Well, nothing alien. But the atmospheric readings are completely off. Some gases here I don't think I've ever seen. Completely harmless, though. I think. Right, come on.
The doctor runs out of the shop, Nora following closely.
Wait, you need to pay for those.
No time to waste. We need to find ourselves a drone.
But that's theft.
Oh, I left a hefty chip in the changing room. No need to get antsy. Now then, drone hunting. Keep a sharp eye out.
The two make their way down the sidewalk, looking to the sky.
There, right there is one.
The doctor looks to see a drone suspended in the air above them. He pulls out his sonic, pointing it at the drone.
Fiddlesticks. Out of range.
Are you scanning it?
No, trying to deactivate the flight mechanism. If I can get a hold of one of those little guys, I can probably figure out what's going on. Now, plan B.
The doctor turns, quickly beginning to run off.
Plan B? Doctor, wait!
Don't lose sight of that drone, I'll be right back.
The doctor races towards the TARDIS, pushing open the doors and looking around the console room frantically.
I know I saw it in my drunk jaw, come on.
The doctor grabs a couple of items that have been tossed about the TARDIS before running towards Nora. As he approaches her, she turns to see him holding a slingshot and a roll of tape.
What are you going to do with that? Shoot it?
You could say that.
The doctor takes out his sonic screwdriver, putting tape over the various buttons, causing it to buzz to life.
Oh, I get it. You're shooting your thingy at it so it's close enough to work. Right?
Spot on, Nora.
The doctor pulls the slingshot back, readying his sonic screwdriver to be launched.
So that thing won't break when it falls?
Of course it would. That's why I told you to go and get ready to catch it.
The doctor lets go, releasing the elastic and firing the sonic screwdriver at the drone.
You didn't.
Oh. Right, you're probably going to need to run.
Nora sprints forward towards the trajectory of the sonic screwdriver as it passes close by the drone. The drone's flight mechanism comes to a stop as it begins to fall to the earth, the doctor running to catch it. Meanwhile, Nora reaches out to catch the falling screwdriver, just missing. The screwdriver smashes into the concrete sidewalk, breaking on impact.
Alright, could you bring the screwdriver? I need to scan this now.
Nora picks up the broken screwdriver, walking over to the doctor.
Sorry, not great at catching.
The doctor takes the remains of his sonic screwdriver from Nora, looking down at them.
Such a shame. I worked quite hard on that one.
We got the drone though, right? Can you still figure out what it is?
The doctor places the drone on the ground, observing it.
Well, it looks to be a scouting drone. No weapons that I can see. No perception filter either. Oh! Brilliant! That is brilliant!
What is it?
It doesn't need a perception filter.
I thought you said that's what made people not notice it.
That's what I thought, but I was wrong. It's the atmosphere. Someone's concocted some kind of perception gas.
So how come I could still see the drones?
I don't know that one. Could be just luck. Maybe something genetic. Who knows?
Okay, wait, how did someone just change the atmosphere?
Hold on. I've seen this kind of thing before.
The atmosphere changing?
No, not the atmosphere. Well, actually that too, but no, this is different. The drones, they're not alien. That's why my screwdriver didn't pick them up in the scan.
Then what is it, the government or something?
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
Then what?
You didn't see it because you were too busy looking up. You never thought to look.
The doctor dashes down the sidewalk, Nora reluctantly following.
Wait, look where, Doctor?
Down! That's where we're going. Follow me.
The doctor reaches a manhole, squatting and pulling the cover off of it. Fog comes billowing out.
The sewers?
Yes?
The doctor climbs down the ladder, smoke obscuring him from Nora's view. She looks around before reluctantly following behind him. The two climb down into the sewage system, the fog thicker than ever.
This is it. The source of the fog. The belly of the beast. Well, more like just the mouth, really.
The two make their way through the sewage tunnels before the doctor stops, Nora following suit.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, if this is the mouth, my guess, that's the esophagus.
The doctor begins walking closer to the noise, mindful of each step.
Wait there.
Nora nods, watching as the doctor moves closer and closer to the noise. He peeks around the corner, his eyes lighting up.
Oh, of course!
The doctor signals Nora to follow. She walks over to him at a brisk pace, trying to make as little noise as possible.
Doctor, can you please tell me what's going on?
Why don't you take a look?
Nora hesitantly pokes her head around the corner to see a strange metallic pod-like structure in the middle of the sewer, emitting a dim red light. Standing nearby is a figure, human in shape, but with a reptilian-like head. The feature held a strange firearm unlike anything Nora had seen, and wore a mask over its face.
What is that?
What does it look like? It's a lizard man. Or woman, not sure.
So it's an alien, right?
Not even close. More like a dinosaur.
What?
Silurians, aka Homo reptilia. They lived here long before humans. Went underground to avoid the oncoming apocalypse.
So they're doing all of this?
Certainly seems like it.
The Silurian standing near the pod turns towards the doctor as he ducks behind the corner. The creature begins making its way towards the duo, holding its weapon upright.
Doctor, it's coming!
Right, when I tell you, I need you to grab its weapon. Got it?
The doctor jumps out of hiding, throwing his scarf at the creature's face, causing it to fire its weapons wildly, projectiles ricocheting around the sewer.
Now!
Nora runs out, grabbing the weapon from the creature, just as it pulls the scarf off its face.
Alright, toss it here.
Nora throws the weapon to the doctor, who catches him. The Solarian looks to the doctor and then to Nora.
Don't even think about it.
The Solarian turns, racing towards the pod. The doctor hesitates, the weapon trained on the creature. Nora quickly looks at the two before chasing after the Solarian.
Nora, no!
She ignores him, tackling the Solarian just before it can reach the pod. She turns to the doctor, a wide grin on her face, as he runs over.
Well, not too bad, Nora Connors.
Yeah, Thanks.
Nora stands up. The Silurian turns over, looking at the doctor, tilting its head.
Hello, I'm the doctor.
The Silurian does not respond.
Right. So, mind telling us what is going on? Maybe over a nice cup of tea?
I will tell you nothing, Vermin.
Ah, so you do speak.
Just then, the doctor notices a device attached to the Silurian's waist, emit a flashing red light.
What's that then?
The Silurian sees this, eyeing the pod.
No, that's no good. You've tried that already. Now listen, I'm only here to help, so please just let me.
I don't need your help, Vermin.
Now that's quite rude. You could at least say no thank you.
I will die soon.
See, now we're getting somewhere. Care to explain?
I will die if you do not let me go.
Oh, I see. You need to get to that pod, yes? That's good, because we're looking to go down as well. Perhaps if we work together?
I will never help you, Vermin.
Right.
The doctor grabs the blinking device that was attached to the Silurian's waist. He walks over to the pod, tinkering with the device before a doorway slides open.
Now then, I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not human, and I'll figure out how to use this thing with or without your help. So, would you like to come or stay here?
The Silurian reluctantly stands, stepping into the pod.
Right then, Nora. Come along.
Nora steps into the pod, the door sliding shut behind her. The doctor begins pressing buttons until the pod whirs to life.
You might want to hold on to something.
With that, the doctor flicks a switch and the pod begins to shake violently, the three of them all struggling to stay standing. With a loud thud, the shaking stops. The doctor grins, pressing a button which opens the pod's doors. He steps out, looking around, with Nora following. They find themselves in a large open room, many other pods lining the wall, and strange religious insignia covering the ceiling and floor.
Fascinating.
The Silurian steps out of the pod, following the two. The doctor turns to him.
What is all this?
The Silurian sits on the floor, ignoring the doctor.
Oh, why do I even bother with you?
All of a sudden, lights on the ceiling of the room begin to flash as alarms sound.
Doctor, is that because of us?
Possibly.
Footsteps could be heard coming closer from a nearby hallway.
Scratch that, definitely. Now, we're going to need to run.
The doctor grabs Nora's hand as the two run down the corridor, the footsteps behind them continuing to follow them. The hallway makes a turn before straightening out. A large metal door begins to close. The two run to the door just as it shuts.
No. Clever me had to go fire your Sonic out of a slingshot.
With the footsteps gaining, the doctor bangs on the door. All of a sudden, a panel on the floor nearby opens. Inside stands a female Silurian.
You don't have much time. Quickly, follow me.
Yes, ma'am.
Nora and the doctor quickly make their way down the opening as the Silurian closes it behind them. Footsteps are heard above as the Silurian puts her finger to her lips. After a few moments, the footsteps subside, leaving the trio in silence.
Okay, perhaps you could give us an idea of what's going on?
Not now. We need to move. You two should be grateful.
We are very grateful.
Shh! Quickly and quietly.
The doctor and Nora walked through a long, cramped tunnel led by the Silurian woman. Eventually, the tunnel opened out into a larger area where many Silurians sat about, some with weaponry and some without. Tunnels similar to the ones they had come through were scattered around the walls.
Would now be a good time to ask for an explanation as to what's going on.
My name's Akatal. I'm in charge around here. I have questions for you two first. How did you get down here?
We took one of your pods in the sewers. Pretty impressive stuff you guys have come up with down here.
That was a mistake. The pods have a scanner inside of them. Any humans that try to use them will get picked up by it.
What's your deal with humans anyway? All the drones and gas above. What's all that?
The woman gives the doctor a shocked expression.
Hold on. They've deployed the gas already?
It would seem so.
Then they're moving faster than we had predicted.
Who exactly do you mean by they?
The Church of Scales. Sorry, I should give you two a proper explanation.
That would be very much appreciated.
One more question. Who exactly are you? You act like this is all very normal.
Right. I'm the Doctor, not human. Time Lord, actually. This is Nora. She is human. Sort of dragged her along. Probably wasn't the smartest choice, I know.
Nora, who was busy looking around in awe, turns to the two at the sound of her name.
Hi.
That makes a bit more sense.
My turn. What's going on here?
Well, I'll give you the short explanation. Of what you said is true, we don't have a lot of time. A few months ago we woke up from cryo-sleep. Not all of us woke up at the same time, though. A few of our leaders must have set their timers to wake up before us, and by the time the rest of us woke up, they had seized control of all our weaponry.
You said something about a Church of Scales, I believe?
I was just getting to that. Lord Vakra. He was our leader before all of this. He was one of the first to awaken, and he was the one behind the confiscation of all our weaponry. Once the rest of us woke up, he showed us what had happened to the planet, formed the Church of Scales, and put himself in charge. He proclaimed that humans had wounded the planet, and the only way it would heal would be to annihilate them.
And what about you all then?
Anyone who opposed the Church would be captured or killed. Some of us tried to fight back, but nearly all of us were killed. This is the last of us.
And then, what about the gas and the drones?
It's how they plan to eradicate the humans living above us.
But I thought the gas was harmless. The doctor's sonic scanner thing said it was safe.
Right now maybe, but not soon. They plan to release another substance, stored in those drones. When the two react, the gas becomes deadly. We've developed a plan to break into their control center, but we haven't worked out everything yet. If what you're saying is true, we don't have time to waste. They could be releasing the reactant at any moment.
A kettle stands, walking to the center of the room.
Attention! I've just received word that the initial gas has been released. I need everyone with weaponry to fall in at the infiltration tunnel. You all know the drill. Now let's move!
The Solarians all get up quickly, making their way to one of the many tunnels, forming a line at the entrance.
We're coming with you.
No, you're staying here. This plan is risky enough as is. I'm not dragging along a couple of civilians.
We are far from civilians by now. You think a couple of civilians could have come as far as we have? Listen, I have experience with situations like this, and I'm not standing idly by as the fate of London is decided by some hashed-together plan.
All right, but stay behind us and keep quiet. And I'm not responsible for protecting you if you come. What about your friend?
She'll be staying here until we return.
Hey, hold on, Doctor. I can speak for myself.
I frankly agree with the doctor. Staying here would be safest.
Wait, let me come. He wouldn't have gotten this far without me.
If you come, keeping you alive will not be my responsibility. It's up to the doctor. Just do not interfere with the plan.
A kettle turns, marching over to the Solarians waiting by the tunnel. Nora looks to the doctor eagerly.
Hey, I'm right, aren't I? You wouldn't have figured all this out without me. Just, please. I don't care if it's dangerous. You can't just fall out of the sky and show me all of this just to make me sit behind it and not see how it ends. Besides, if the lives of everyone I know are on the line, I want to be there.
Come along, then.
Nora grins as the two make their way over to the tunnel. The Solarians begin to enter, led by a kettle, and the doctor and Nora follow closely behind. After a long walk, the Solarians stop.
Do not move until I give the order. I'm going to detonate. Everyone be ready.
A Solarian took out a small device. She pressed a button on it. There was a silence for a moment before the tunnel ahead was blasted open.
Move, move, move!
The Solarians rushed out of the opening left by the blast. The doctor and Nora ran after them. Alarms began to blare around them as they ran. Turning the corner revealed a door. 2 Solarian guards standing by.
Open the door now, quickly!
One of the 2 guards pressed a few buttons on a device holstered to his side, which opened a door. The attacking Solarians ran in. Nora and the doctor ran after them, entering the room to see a kettle holding a man in robes at gunpoint. They pointed their firearms towards a small group of Solarians, also in robes, who stood nearby a massive computer-like structure.
Nobody moves or we'll fire! This is the rebellion!
The Solarian being held by a kettle struggled to move. The man shouted,
"Deploy the reactor now!"
Anyone touches the computer and we'll fire!
The 2 groups stood at a standstill, neither daring to move.
Hold on. Nobody move. Do not shoot.
One of the Solarians in robes suddenly turned and ran towards the computer.
No, stop!
Fire!
The allied Solarians fired at the robed Solarian, causing him to collapse to the floor.
Hold your fire, this is not the right way to do things.
The rest of the robed men stood still, not daring to move.
Okay, good. Listen, you lot.
The doctor turned to the remaining robed Solarians.
Look at yourselves. Ready to kill an entire city of people because you think that's right? What about that is right,
The Solarian held by a cattle continues to struggle.
Silence, vermin. Your race has ravaged the planet. The only way to restore the Earth's purity is to cleanse the disease.
With genocide. You think that will solve the problem? Killing?
We will never return to the surface with the vermin alive.
Silence, Lord Vakra!
Release the reactor now! That is an order for the good of all Silurians.
No! You do not have to listen to him. He's wrong. I know because I've seen it. Humans and Silurians can live in peace. Sure, they aren't perfect. Anything but neither are you lot. Those are not pests up there. They are people. Human beings. No different from you. Well, maybe just a bit, but that's more of a biological thing. Look, the point is, killing those people will do nothing for you. Peace is not made with violence, so please do not do this.
The room goes silent. The robed Solarians look around the room nervously, eyeing the doctor, and then a Kettle's team standing with their weapons trained on them. The silence is broken all of a sudden by a cry of one of the robed Solarians.
For the Earth and the Silurian race!
The man turns, running towards the computer.
No!
Fire!
The Solarians fire on the man, killing him. The rest of the Solarians all turn and begin rushing towards the computer, reaching out towards it.
Fire at will!
No! 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 No.
The doctor watches helplessly as the robed Solarians are shot down, all collapsing one by one until none remain. The doctor turns to a Kettle, glaring at her. He looks away, walking out of the room in silence. Back at the rebellion's base, the doctor sits alone. Footsteps are heard coming near as a Kettle enters the room. The doctor looks up at her.
What have you done?
Saved the humans.
By killing a group of unarmed people.
What choice did we have?
They were scared. Scared and misled. That's why they ran.
We had no other choice, Doctor.
There was always a better choice.
Well, then what would that be? Stand idly by and watch them release the reactant?
No. What you did was wrong.
What we did was save thousands of people.
By killing. You saved people by killing. Is that right?
I don't know who you think you are, Doctor, but you do not decide what is right and wrong. We have traded the lives of the few for the lives of the many.
And that is not how peace is made.
It is today. Because you know what, Doctor? You did nothing today. Your little speech did nothing. Because those people were going to try and do what they did no matter what. You know deep down we did what we had to do. And you think it's wrong because it goes against some moral code you've devised. If we didn't do what we did, thousands more would have died. And that's because you don't have the strength to do what's necessary.
Silence fills the room. The doctor stands, looking away from a Kettle.
What will you do now, then?
The humans aren't ready for us yet. And I'm not sure we're ready for them. We'll go back to sleep, wait, and hope. One day we'll wake up, and they'll be ready.
Nora and the doctor walk down the sidewalk towards the TARDIS.
Doctor, are you okay?
Of course. Now then, how would you like a tour of my ship?
I suppose it looks a bit cramped.
Oh, Nora, you couldn't be more wrong.
The doctor runs ahead, grabbing the TARDIS doors and pushing them. They do not budge.
Oh, come on, don't be rude. I've brought a guest.
Are you talking to your spaceship?
Well, who else would I be talking to? She's been very rude today, you know.
Nora giggles at this, as the doctor continues to try and push the doors open.
Will you cut it out? You're making me look like a buffoon in front of my new guest.
Reluctantly, the TARDIS doors open, Nora steps into the TARDIS, looking around in awe.
It looks tiny outside. How?
She runs out, walking around the TARDIS exterior before running back in.
This is physically impossible.
Improbable, maybe, but impossible. Nothing's impossible.
It's bigger on the inside. That's breaking the laws of physics.
Maybe your human laws, but you all have a long way to go. It's a TARDIS, and it can go just about anywhere in space and time. So then, Nora Collins, I offer you an opportunity. A trip anywhere in space and time. Past, present, future, 100, 200, 1,000, even a million years. Alien worlds so fantastic and magical, you wouldn't believe them if I showed you.
Nora is left in awe, her eyes lighting up the more the Doctor spoke.
Well, I've always wanted to go to space, but this is just... Really? Anywhere?
Your choice, of course. Unless you'd like me to surprise you.
Is it dangerous?
It can be. You want some time to think on it?
Nora goes silent, a thought coming into her head.
So, if I went, you could take me back to right now, just like I had never left.
I can guarantee it.
Nora gives the Doctor a wide grin.
Okay, show me something amazing.
Let your wish be my command, Nora Collins.
The Doctor smiles back before pressing a few buttons on the console, the TARDIS taking off.